I will be speaking on help. We can say the help of God. The help of God. Nothing bad will turn good without the help of God. The help of God makes bad good. It makes good better, and it makes better to become the best. A bad situation may continue if the help of God is lacking. God's help is the changing force and the change agent. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. What you have to offer will not matter, no matter how great they may be, without the help of God. God's help is what brings out God's potential and gifts in you, and it is also what makes it visible before people. When a man is helped by the Lord, suddenly it will appear as though he is the best. When God helps you, people will find you, and they will even be willing to bless you. They will see blessing you as a privilege. People will find it hard to give to a man that God has not helped. It is like a burden to give to a man that God has not helped. But when you are helped by the Lord, people will see helping you as a way of helping themselves. Under the umbrella of God's help, you won't buy much because most things will come to you for free. No matter the magnitude of what you have achieved, without the help of God, there will always be something about you that will make people around you worry. Genesis chapter 2, verse 20. You can't be a source of true help to others if you are not helped by the Lord. Only those who have been helped by the Lord can help others. You can't be a blessing to people in areas where God has not blessed you. Help brings deliverance. If you have ever enjoyed deliverance from the Lord in any area of your life, then it means that the help of God has reached you. Exodus chapter 18, verse 4. If you have ever enjoyed deliverance before, it's a sign that God has you have enjoyed the help of God, because it is the help of God that brings deliverance from God. To go up, you need help from above. Take note of that. To go up, you need help from above. The direction of your help will determine the direction of your growth and testimony. If you receive help from the top, you will get to the top. Are you catching that? Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 4. If your life is surrounded by the shield of God's help, then help becomes your daily experience. As long as the shield is around you, people will surround you for help. Always looking unto men for help is an easy way to register yourself for frustration. Your help will come from God only. So look up to God. If you look unto men for help, the moment they discover that you depend on them, they will start to use you. They will use that as a means of taking an advantage of you. Trying to take an advantage, So they will try to take an advantage of you because they know that you are looking unto them for help. That's how dangerous it is to trust men. Once they discover you are depending on them, they'll begin to take an advantage of you. That's what they do. Psalm 121, verse 1. Your help will come from the Lord. So if you are wise, you must learn to look up to the hills from where your help will come. It is wisdom to call for help when you need help. But acting like you don't need help when you truly need help is foolishness. 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 26. Mark chapter 9, verse 24. Helping people is nothing to God. He doesn't see it as a big deal. Helping people is what God knows how to do best. He knows how to give strength to the weak and more strength to the strong. 2 Chronicles chapter 14, verse 11. When God hears you, He helps you. Help is God's natural response to those whose voice is heard. If God can hear you, then He can help you. 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 9. It takes power to help others. The one that will lift others must have enough strength and stamina to do so. You will need to be empowered to help others in order for you to be a source. In order for you to be a source of help to others, you need to be helped by the Lord. Psalm 35, verse 2. Help is an empowerment that everyone who desires to be a helper must have. It takes power to help. That is why a weak person cannot help others, because he lacks the needed strength to do so. Help is a way of sustenance. When God desires to sustain a person, then He sends His help to that person. He sustains His children by helping them. Now, how God sustains His children is by helping them. Psalm 12, verse 1. The closeness of trouble will mean nothing if God's help is accessible to you. The nearness of danger will mean nothing if God's help is accessible to you. Your enemy's action won't count if God's help is visible. Psalm 22, verse 11. The mercy of God can make way for God's help. If God will not show you His mercy, then you won't enjoy His help. If you find mercy, then you will definitely access the help of God. Psalm 44, verse 26. Knowing that God is your help is not enough. Knowing that God is your help is not enough to stir up unspeakable joy in you. Remembering how He has stood up for your help countless times in the past is enough to build confidence in you. Knowing that God is your help is not enough to bring you into unspeakable joy. You must also deliberately, you must deliberately think on that truth. As you begin to think on it, then that joy begins to erupt in you. It begins to erupt in you. Remembering how God stood for you in time past can bring up confidence in you. If you have a friend who does not have confidence in his or herself, maybe you are even listening to me and you don't have confidence in yourself, that can be a sign that you have forgotten how God helped you in time past. Because if by grace you are able to remember what God had done for you in the past, that knowledge will infuse strength into you. It will help you to gain confidence. If you lose touch with what God has done for you, you are likely to lose your confidence. Psalm 63, verse 7. If God is not far from you, then His help is near to you. But if He is far from you, then His help will be unavailable. Psalm 71, verse 2. Defeat is sure when help is not sure. No one wins the battles of life without receiving help from the Lord. Psalm 107, verse 12. There is no help in man. There is no help in man. So anytime you see people helping you, then know that God has moved them to do so. There is no help in man. So when you see people helping you, just know that God has moved them to do so. No man can help, no man can help consciously or unconsciously if he is not moved by the Lord, because in man there is no help. Psalm 146, verse 3. A happy man is that man whose help is the Lord. Many are sad because they don't know how to make God their help. If God is your help, then Rejoice because you have a good heritage. Psalm 146, verse 5. Unity is a force that brings help on the scene. It is a force that makes help a reality. If you walk with the right person, help is not far. But if you don't, you know, if you walk with the right person, help is not far. But if you don't, then help will be far, no matter how close it may look to you, it will still be far because you have chosen to work with the wrong company. So, in order to access the help of God, there's also a need for us to mind our association. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 10. Trying to seek help from other sources apart from God is a direct road to destruction. In God is help, help that will last and stand the test of time can only be found in God. May the Lord give you grace to trust God and look up to God for your help in the name of Jesus. This is the wisdom of God. Don't sell it.